respect the fact that when I hit a guy, I have to be a master not to knock his teeth out.
I'd love to see Teddy make it in wrestling. And in a lot of ways he deserves to make it in wrestling, but he's got to learn to shut his mouth.
What happens when you inherit a famous name linked with world champions, with Canadian icons, and with deep tragedy?
I saw my Uncle Owen Hart die in the fucking ring, so don't tell me wrestling's not real.
Open Sky Pictures presents a new TV series about love, family, and career. Heart Attack. Meet Teddy Hart. He is universally considered a great performer, the youngest superstar ever signed to a WWE contract. He was fired for erratic behavior twice. But the story of Teddy Hart is about more than wrestling. This is the story of a man that breeds and trains Persian show cats.
I've had all sorts of different cats. I do little games and little tests, and to me, the Persian cat was the smartest, the most docile and loyal. Guys, I don't like picking cats up by tails, but mine love it. Just so you know. Hey, no, you can eat. Watch, he'll eat right now.
This is the story of life inside the new Hart Dungeon, a mansion filled with misfits, bikers, models, musicians, and artists.
This is a facility where it's open door policy. It's a life skills training center to help you become a better person.
Keeping the new Hart Dungeon in order is Teddy's best friend, Lee, a former wrestler, ring announcer, and aspiring hip-hop artist. Lee is in charge of keeping 40 Persian cats fed.
No. Hey! Ah!
This is the story of a marriage.
Come on.
An unorthodox marriage.
If you Google Ted's name, the first thing that comes up as the autocorrect is Teddy Hart incident. That video has about 500,000 or so views. It's like a gold fucking record.
Now, the Teddy Hart incident refers to a night where Teddy got carried away. Prompted by hundreds of cheering fans, Teddy broke script and performed several unplanned high-risk dives after a match that he was supposed to lose. The crowd was entertained, but this was seen as a massive violation of the etiquette of pro wrestling. He was no longer welcome in the promotion after that night.
The wrestling business, unfortunately, comes down to sometimes a simple case of doing what you're told. And Teddy was a guy that couldn't do what he was told, and he missed the train.
Brett could definitely be right. I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Something that resonates in my head every single day. But is that some reason to not have a career in wrestling?
Open Sky Pictures presents a new TV series about love, family, and career. Heart Attack.
He's a genetically engineered wrestler. The stuff that he does, people wish they could do.
Teddy's following in the footsteps of some of the biggest wrestling superstars in history. My brother, Bret the Hitman Hart, my brother Owen, also Ted's uncle, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, Ted's uncle, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Because in the ring, there's nobody better than Ted Hart. Everybody's known that, forever at this point.
Teddy's always had that little quirk. He's always had that little something that nobody else had. And does that foot level the floor. Looks like a Olympic dive. There's 3 cats, an entourage.
So he'll go up. Yeah, see, no claws. He loves doing it. If I said I was a shape-shifting fucking alien and in 10 years I crawled off the earth in a spaceship and got the fuck out of here, that's way too nuts. But I believe that to be true.
CIMI, chemically induced mental illness. That's where we're trying to help the people up.
You're losing a lot of blood here, man.
One of the reasons I think Teddy is so manic is because he gets so close to his dreams, and then they just are ripped away from him.
I just think there's a trepidation with promoters of like, is he going to end up on the front page of the paper of something controversial?
I feel bad for Teddy because I think that he was a remarkable talent.
Super relieved and huge weight lifted off my back. And Mr. Money is going to do a little trick here. See if you'll hold on, stay in the ball for me.
Teddy Hart, his last chance, back in Mexico City.
20,000 people in fucking Mexico City. And I want to walk out that front with Eminem's music playing in the background, or Tupac and Eminem's music combined.
Look, if you had one shot, one opportunity, seize everything you ever wanted, one moment.
This is what hockey is in Canada, baseball is, and football is to the American people. This is what gets people up on a Friday night after work, makes the kids and the families get together, and keeps people from going crazy. I swear to God, professional wrestling is that thing, guys.
The people know Teddy, so that is good, and everybody is so happy with Teddy work here. This is amazing.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's cold. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it.
Well, there's one thing I'll say about Teddy Hart is there's never a dull moment with Teddy Hart.
When Ted wrestles, so it's like he has something to prove in every match, and you wonder sometimes is this going to be the match where he doesn't walk out of it alive.
Missed the press conference, so Teddy kind of put himself behind the 8 ball, but I have all the faith in the world that his in-ring skills are going to make up for that.
He's in great shape. He's ready to go.
And walk out representing those guys and all the hard work they did, and all the guys that represented me and backed me up for the last 15 years of my career.
After everything that he's been through, it's brought him to this point. He's getting one more chance. This might be his very last chance.
In my opinion, he's the most athletically gifted of all the Harts.
These guys are coming down here and teaching the people who invent this stuff. That's not an easy thing to do. The next 2 generations, the only thing that you're going to see is a bad version of something they did better than anybody else will ever do.
This guy's very special, very special.
The incredible part, everywhere we've gone, Chicago, Philadelphia, Miami, he's the most over guy.
And it ain't no mistake that I'm this good. I just been seeing a lot, you know what I'm talking about? We gon' show the world the definition of real shit. My brother, you gotta feel it. Clear hustler.
Changed the world. And now I'm in a city where I had no idea how powerful my grandfather's message was or how powerful Jesus Christ was. But my cousin, Natalia and Tyson Kidd allowed me to just with a few little things and some very smart advice. And when it really came down to it, Tyson Kidd 3 years ago paid my lawyer bill with Natalia and I think 7 years in jail potentially. I got probation. And it allowed me to come back and have 90 matches of probably the best move-for-move, match-for-match stuff that I've ever seen a 39-year-old man do on an independent circuit. that's still trying to hold on for the future that I might get on big TV. And I can't do so much on these small shows because they just don't mean as much, or you're going to get hurt before you ever get there, or have that attitude that the fans, because they're not WWE fans, aren't worth it, or because it's not a pay-per-view, I shouldn't try hard. I just have to have that attitude that I'm being fucking recorded by God and myself, and I'm going to have to watch this in the future, and I'm going to be either happy with the performance or disappointed in myself, and disappointed that I didn't have the balls to think that the fans of wrestling are so powerful that if I fucking mail it in once, they're going to let me get fucking hurt for real. But if I never fucking ever stop risking my life and trying as hard as I possibly fucking can, and that means in the ring too, though, and on the street, and then getting back in the ring in shape to do all those crazy moves that fans fucking remember me for. And that's the way you create a legacy, and that's the way you create a legend, and that's the way Hart legacy lives on, and that's the way the legends like Natalia and Tyson Kidd show me that after 25 years, I could be in a dark fucking hole dead, or I could be in a brand new house living in the country, enjoying some of the probably the best times of my life right now, guys, because I'm getting big, fast, and strong. I can ask anybody if they want to switch seats with me, and I'll ask them how they like jumping off of fucking high shit with no crash pads onto the cement. And they can ask me if I believe in God, and I'll say, I know God exists. I don't believe. I know. Believing sounds like it's kind of like a potential doubt. Like, I do believe that, you know, so when you know something, it's a little different than believing. Faith is one thing. Faith is nice, but jump on faith. And that's what I'm doing. I'm jumping as many times as I humanly possibly can on a camera to the floor. You realize all of the things that I have to lose if I get hurt in the ring wrestling with you guys on a small show. But somehow that's the small show turned into a big show, turned into a legacy, turned into a lesson for me that the big show, small show, it's all the same show when you realize the show is for God and all the people watching you in heaven and all the things that you don't even possibly conceive that are aware, that are watching you or seeing your energy. And I want it to be good energy, guys. Me, guys, honestly, I'm just busy living my life, and I know God's watching, and that's what I really know. The people that have actually met me and watched me and know me carefully, those are the people that I'm concerned about, and they know for sure, not think or believe. They know Teddy Hart's a good guy, and that he's a loyal friend, and one of the greatest wrestlers ever on the planet, because I really do care. It's my life code to him, and that's the way I keep my grandfather's legacy alive, and the legacy of wrestling, and the history and heritage of wrestling, the protection of what it truly represents, which is peace in the ring and getting along. But you're human, you're in the ring, and you're held accountable, and a good match is a good match if I see people happy in the audience, and you made someone smile, or you made someone wonder, or you made someone laugh, or you took 5 minutes out of their day to take that stress away so they could live in the fantasy world of professional wrestling. I write the street, and I read or write one thing, which is credibility, truth, and trust, and those are things that are invisible, codes of man, codes of honor, things you live by when you climb ropes. I got a seatbelt on? No. I got a safety belt on? No. I got a security jacket on? No. Security jacket, guys, I ask you guys, I need a security blanket, which is the blessing of all the fans in the building that watch me continually risk my life for your smile and for your clap and for your satisfaction that on the street when you meet me after the show, 20-foot backflip and a pair of shoes, thin little shoes with a skinny pair of knee pads and a skinny pair of legs. You're asking me how I'm still walking and I'm not in a wheelchair, and I say, God and the fans, thank you so much for keeping me alive. And MLW, thank you for giving me a chance. And fuck yeah, I want to get back in MLW, and I want to have some really good matches, and I want to kick Harry Smith's fucking ass in the ring. I want Harry one-on-one. The Hart Foundation's great, but I want that match, the Bret Hart, Owen Hart type of shit. I want the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels controversy type of feud where it's Harry Smith versus Teddy Hart. Really changed the world. Just thank you, God, thank you, Jesus, for giving us this opportunity. And Mother Nature for providing us a planet to live this wonderful thing that I call a journey in life. You think right now life is about living and working really hard to get somewhere. To me, that's a universal code. Smile, love your neighbor, love yourself. On a positive note of all the dispensaries out there, guys, thanks for opening up all the dispensaries and medical marijuana. The movement of medical marijuana in general, guys, has just been unbelievable. I want to thank everyone on the planet that endorses the medical marijuana. And TJ, just want to say thanks for providing a measuring stick. And Jack Evans, thanks for being the man you are and the husband you are. And it gives me someone that I can look up to and look up, you know, instead of looking up to God and wondering where he is or how it works, I'm looking at all these people that God has blessed and God is inside them and the Holy Spirit is now powering them. and they're moving in this direction. It's a really good direction, and it's really happening fast for them, and they're getting the right exposure, and they're going to become bigger power, we'll say power players, and after a few more years of time on top, they're going to be on top of the world. And that's what I think we really unite the Hart Foundation, which is a worldwide group of people that are like-minded and believe in God and believe in themselves and believe in other people and believe in the planet Earth. And all I can say again is, guys, keep this planet safe, because it's all we got. And we got time here, and let's do something with our time, and that's have a party with me and my guys.
Father, forgive me, I was raised on some real shit, so I can't sugarcoat it, you're not a little bit. Inside I'm sad about my dad. Since I lost my grams, I ain't been giving a damn, but I still hold my head high, and sometimes I cry, but when I cry, man, I don't know why. I feel trapped to be a superstar, 100,000 worth of jewelry to end it, and I spin it.
Get 'em to
bothering me for years, the confusion between fans that have met me and love me and fans that have never met me, yet they seem to have an opinion about me, which is based on a second or third or fourth hand bit of information. I want to play that game, then like I say, usually I don't stoop to that level, but sometimes guys test me, and it's like if Hannibal wants to test me, then I think he'll be very upset with the outcome of testing me. I'm not a guy that you want to play fucking games with. Those are things that are going to make you a better wrestler. And if you're going to ask me to kiss Brian Pillman's ass because he's part of the Hart Foundation, then fuck no, I'm not that guy. These are things I really did with my life and my time, and these are my moves, and these are my commitments to you guys. I was trying to be the most entertaining, smart, and safe but risky wrestler out there. And that keeps me going and going and going and going so far like a shield. And I tell people the harder you try, the more rewards you get. Everyone says less is more. I just don't believe that actually works in wrestling. I believe smart is smart. And there's a time and a place to jump off a balcony. But sometimes the only place I ever had to go was in front of 80 people, and the balcony was there. And credibility and a shield. Then the fans of wrestling put a shield over all of the boys while they're in the ring, while they're watching it, because it's some kind of magic that there's not more guys in wrestling are dead or in wheelchairs or seriously hurt from some of the shit I've seen. Really, really, really happy with their 5 or 10 minute experience with Teddy Hart. They want to have another one. And to me, that's another way of getting booked over and over again, is because fans want to see you and they demand to see you. And when they see you, they walk away with a feeling of a friend. You guys moved in a different direction. You're able to still succeed based on hard work. Instead of being a spoiled rich kid and Brett's son and in feeling entitled, I never saw you superstar anybody, Dallas.
Oh yeah, no, like there was towards the end. You mean you'd be gone for 35 days in a row, come back for a couple, go back out for another 30, 35 or whatever. Freezing. We were working in southeast Saskatchewan one time, and it was minus 56 with the wind chill, and it was pure hell. It was what you do in Alberta. If you want to make some good money, that's where you go, to the oil fields. So.
Months ago, the conversation came up about Bret Hart running a promotion in Calgary and Dallas running the promotion for him. What would make it so special, guys, to bring Stampede Wrestling back to Calgary and have Bret be the guy running it with Dallas and Bret's connections and expertise?
This opportunity came up last year. We did something here in Calgary just at a brewery, and it was just a small wrestling event we did with some guys on the radio, and we got some really good feedback from it, and everyone was just like, why we should be doing this on a regular basis. We're going to be looking to get that all rolling again, and we're still pretty excited about that. Hopefully it'll be everything that we're thinking it'll be.
We did one show in Calgary a few years ago, and we did 2,200 people at the pavilion, and Dallas was there, and Blade was there, and Julie Blade and Dallas's mom, always very supportive of me, and same with Michelle, and they were there, and they've always helped in the process of this. But at the end of the day, Bret is Bret, and Bret's the most powerful guy in Canada and in Canadian history in the wrestling business. So without Bret's endorsement, it just never seemed to have that same professional feel to it, or that world-class potential. The happiest moments of my life, the potential of bringing in different people from different cities or different countries or different promotions, and to let Bret work his magic. And that was what got me excited to talk to some of the guys in Ring of Honor and some of the guys in AEW and some of the guys in MW, and then talk to the guys at Impact. And the World Cup of Wrestling idea really molded. I thought if anybody can pull it off and has enough friends in all the different areas and enough power in Calgary was one of the top wrestling cities in the world. If we could have the Olympics of Wrestling or the World Cup of Wrestling happen in Calgary every 2 or 3 years or something like that, I thought it would be awesome.
I don't know, Teddy Hart versus Jericho?
And the business itself is not so much what you do, but it's what you do for the business. I think of you as the next Stu Hart, Dallas, if that's the big shoes to fill, but I think of you as the next Stu Hart, that this is going to be something that changes the business for Canada and gives Canada an actual professional promotion that's going to be on TV.
Yeah, I think maybe you guys were on a row ahead or row behind, I can't really remember. But yeah, no, that was pretty insane. At first, I didn't even know what the hell was going on. I thought it was a work. I
thought it was a work too. I can't believe how savvy Harry was. Harry moved so fast. I couldn't believe how fucking fast Harry was. I mean, Harry had to run from the same distance as that guy. So, I mean, that to me showed Harry's true colors of how much he loves your dad. You know, he was very professional, and he finished the speech, which was about him and Jim, and I thought that was amazing, that instead of copping out or not saying something because it wasn't just based on his story, it was about someone else, you know, and that he kept his composure. That to me really sold me on that your dad is still, he's the fucking man, dude. For that alone was like, at that age, to deal with that type of stress and to walk away still with that type of composure. I mean, that's what made him probably the guy he was in the ring, is because he never showed the nerves. He always looked so calm and collected and cool when he was in the ring. Yeah. It turned out to be great publicity because everyone got to see the type of guy your dad was, which is another. Your dad is just a straight soldier. He doesn't play games, man. He went in there and he knew what he had to do, and he got right back up and fixed it and didn't even miss a beat. You know, so
yeah, it seemed like that's what everyone was talking about for the rest of the
forever. Matches. So it's like that won't happen, but the fact that Brett's willing to book matches potentially now, and you're the one that's basically partnering up with him, it renewed my hope in that I'd get to wrestle in front of your dad and create that magic and have him stand behind me someday. Or if it wasn't your dad, it was you. And that if your dad, if he passes his power on to you, then someday Dallas gets to show the whole world that potential match between me and Kenny Omega or me and Jericho or whatever. But that's the potential out there, is that Dallas, guys, has got the pencil now, and he's the one deciding what's going to happen. And that, to me, gives Calgary and Canada a really bright future, and wrestling in general a really cool potential promoter that knows the business, but it's not trying to get into business.
My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. They sending all my homies on a mission, and I ain't trying to miss out on any.
Near the beginning of Western Canadian pro wrestling, there was Stu Hart. Together with his wife Helen, they had 12 children. These children grew up to become wrestling stars and trainers, or wrestling wives and mothers. All the men were trained from an early age down in the basement of Stu Hart's mansion, known in the wrestling world as the Dungeon. Today in 2020, the Harts and their associates are bringing to you a modern dungeon, the Workhorse Fitness Performance Center in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The facility, the trainers, and legacy make it the best there is. Teddy Hart, 40 years, the evolution of execution. Edward Annis, aka Teddy Hart, is the product of the situation, generation, and environment he was born into, that being the Hart family, Generation X, and BJ's Gym. He is the oldest of the great Western Canadian wrestling promoter Stu Hart's 45 grandchildren. He is the only one who has carried on the Hart name on national television. Being born in 1980, the last year of Generation X, he signed a huge WWF contract at 18, the youngest person ever at the time. He was able to do this because he grew up watching both live and on television the WWF, WCW, and Stampede wrestlers. He evolved his style from them while being at the same time the most innovative wrestler in the world. This all occurred while being raised above BJ's Gym, his father's, in downtown Calgary, Alberta, Canada. There he was influenced by its athletes, wrestlers, and shady characters and criminals outside the fences of the gym's compound. Teddy Hart, 40 years, the evolution of execution, covers 4 decades of Hart's life and the most current situation in 2020. This film unveils to you the pressure Ted has been under his whole life, the pain he has felt from a lot of death and loss, and how it has affected him greatly. And in closure, most importantly, how he will never quit, never stop making his comeback, because he is proud, and the possibility of going to WWE is always there, because you can't stop talent.